Okay, continuing on, you could see this is my headstand prop. You could say it's like a Buddhist robe smiling at you and teaching you this the highest teaching towards the human form. This is what Christ taught Peter, James, and John, the sons of thunder, because this is how you go into the experience of Om. When you're upside down, there's my cushions for my head, gel coated, gel cushions. It will mechanically open the crown chakra when you're upside down. The blood flow and chi prana is going towards the crown of your head eventually. Christ taught Peter, James, and John in 3 years only, using the cross as a headstand prop, just like the Ankh of Moses was a headstand prop. It's an ancient teaching. One who practices a headstand 3 hours a day will surely attain enlightenment, or will surely experience Om, which is the highest state of consciousness a human being can achieve. It's outside of the 5, 6 senses, sixth being higher than the sixth chakra, divine white living light. But this gets us to the God who said, "Let there be light," before there was light. Om. It's a thundering, steady thundering sound that resonates with the word Om. It's not Om. That's just a babbling sound I made with my mouth. It's completely different, like Yahweh. You can't pronounce it for consonants, because what you're going to experience is outside of the human form, whereas pronunciation, speech, reason, etc. are within the human form. And this is how you get into the formless state of consciousness, which they commonly call Om in the East. Yahweh, the voice of many waters in the Holy Bible. I heard as a noise were like thunder saying blah, this and that. And this state of consciousness that I show you how to go to, but it takes years. I could plop upside down now for 3 hours relatively easily, but it takes time and practice. This is the way I made this. You see how these locks help me adjust. The height of this has to be perfect. About at the heart, solar plexus, has to be measured to where you bend your feet at the knees. And then you're upside down, and then you have your cushion down there. And then this is, how I clip it together on the side. Let's see, I'll try to get a better shot of that. See? Just like that. You click it together. I'll put 2 padlocks through there so it doesn't accidentally open and fall down on me. And then on this side we have the same thing. You see, padlocks. This is homemade, of course. Improvising. It could be done with anything. We'll find pictures of the Buddha using a sideways tree branch as a headstand prop. And it seems they always remove this teaching from religion. Why? Because you will directly know God and you don't need religion. You will know Om, the God who said, "Let there be light." And as I was saying, we could make babbling sounds with our mouths all we want, but God is experienced via the 7 chakra opening. You see this in a statue of St. Jude, the fire coming out of the top of their head. Well, tongues of fire. I just know that's emergence with Om. I might be more like, I say more like a cloud. They say some people experience this as fire. My experience has been as a cloud merged with the cloud of unknowing. It's a state of oneness, unity, which in itself proves the Trinity, a false teaching, that there's a unified field that can only be experienced, but it can't be talked about, because talking about it brings it into the human form and experienced in formlessness outside of the human form. By opening the crown chakra, like you see the flame on top of what looks like a flame on top of the head of St. Jude. Okay, that's the state of consciousness that this produces. And you see this also on Buddha statues. You see what looks like a flame or something above their head, like a flame. That's this state of consciousness. And of course, Krishna taught this. This is the king of yoga asanas, the headstand. It maybe one reason this is secret is because it's said to immunize you from heart attacks. Headstand being the best exercise for a human being. Some say swimming, but that's not even close because it doesn't account for any other parts of the human being. We have more than one body. We have the body of light, ethereal body, and the soul. This is the soul. How to awaken the sleeping soul that's dormant in your crown chakra, 7th chakra, on the crown, like Jewish yarmulke, about that size. The progress is seen by the measure, the feeling of the heartbeat in the crown chakra, the top of the skull, like the size of a Jewish yarmulke, except centered in your head, not worn towards the back, centered. Okay, you get the heartbeat into that crown chakra, you'll feel it. But it takes a while. You might take a year until you get any feeling at all, or maybe longer. It depends how hard you practice. But the teaching is to do this every day. This is how I do maintenance teachings. And then, as you can see, I'm in a rig. I was going to take the winter off and do a more professional video, but I decided to do this impromptu. And my whole land, I bought some land and I'm devoting it to this particular teaching mixed with meditation. You see, there's my meditation question. There has to be lots of meditation to be able to experience this without a great shock. Meditation enables you to be cool, calm, and collected during experiences of non-ordinary reality, such as this, and it's a way of breaking down your attachments, worldly attachments, because you cannot, all these sensations we have, everything that's part of the island of the human form, anything that is human experience is inside of our self-reflecting bubble of perception. And this is what gets us outside of our self-reflecting bubble of perception. One could say, oh, well, look at that robe right there, or that headstand rack. It's orange, a color orange. It's out there. I can touch it. I can touch orange. But no, you see, to my dog right here, he's a Shar-Pei. The color orange isn't there. The dog is colorblind. So what happened to the color orange? You see how it was configured in your eye? And so you emanated the color orange out there. And like Pythagoras said, man is the measure of things. All dimensionality, length, width, height, space, in between, time, it's all projections from inside our self-reflecting bubble of perception. Those are only self-reflecting human experiences. This teaching gets us outside of that self-reflecting bubble of perception, which is everything we could name or anything that has form. That, some people call it the island of the human form. Some people call it a self-reflecting bubble of perception. Same thing. And you can see how this is as Tales of Power, a book where he's describing the Nawa, which is he's telling his student, Don Juan Matas is explaining to his student Carlos Castaneda that the Nawa will deliver a blow that nobody can parry, nobody can par. And it's truly indescribable. In fact, the first time when I experienced it, I said, I'll never try to put it into words, because what I experienced, it felt blasphemous to try to put that into words. Thundering, Om, the voice of many waters. And at any rate, I'm gonna flop upside down, and then I'll continue this video from there. But this is the technique, and why it's been removed when Christ said, pick up your cross daily and follow me. He was using that cross as a headstand prop and teaching this ancient teaching. And this goes back to the days of Egypt and Moses with the Ankh. He tried to teach the Israelites this teaching on the base of the mountain. They didn't want to learn. They said, you do it, come back and tell us what Yahweh says. Okay, and they wanted to dance and sing around a golden calf instead, which, I mean, that's where they were. They didn't want to know this. At any rate, for those who do want to experience God directly and not go by beliefs or thoughts, which are all inside our self-reflecting bubble of perception, concepts, what have you, this is how it's done. And I don't know why this has gone so top secret. I wish somebody would have taught me this plainly when I was younger. But maybe doctors don't want you being immunized from heart attacks. I don't know about strokes, but I have read about the heart attacks. So it either increases the signal from the brain to the heart to beat, or it unclogs the aorta coming out of the heart, which is the primary cause of heart attacks, because it's working against gravity. And so all the cholesterol, what have you, builds up there until it blocks up. Well, this being upside down will flush it out. At any rate, I'm gonna get in it. Basically, always when you come out of this, lay flat for a few minutes, at least 3 minutes. You don't want to stand straight up. You'll have a bad blood rush to your feet, and it could cause you to faint. And okay, I'm going to go upside down and show how this is done right now, and then I'll turn the video back on from there. I'll be upside down when I get you. But basically, I'm going to sit in this like a swing, and then I'm going to flop upside down, but I'm going to use a bed to hold me and go slow. And then my arms go clasped behind the head. They don't go flat on the floor. That triangle structure on the bottom gives you a base for balance. And you don't want to be too much on your neck, pressure on your neck. You could pull up with your legs, take the pressure off your neck, and you don't want to be too much on your legs, and then you could pull the pressure off your legs by putting more pressure on your neck, and you should be able to handle it. But this right here, you see how it's like when you're sitting and you go upside down, you may have to get up and sit and move this, because it will cause you to become numb in that part of your thigh. And if you move it to another part, it takes the numbness away from that part of your thigh, and you'll start getting sore, or you'll feel it in another part of your thigh. It just moves the pressure off that point. You don't have to come all the way up and out of it like I used to do. You just have to move that just a little bit up your leg, and then you will be able to continue. At any rate, I am going to go upside down, and we'll continue from there. All right, thank you. Bye.